Yeah, the production value is great. Like in addition to really carrying, a great message, it's really fucking solid. Really classic, true to your sound, but it's still something I think new folks on the scene can really. It's appealing. How did you go about that?
Well, it's interesting that you. First of all, I love the fact that you recognize that,
right, all right,
acknowledge
cool.
that because it's important to me. Like, and this could open Pandora's box, but for the first time, like in hip hop now, there's a generation. So like I work in the schools. I teach like a hip hop history and practice course at Mass, and work with kids at a high school also. And you see like the generation gap. You see that there's people who are into hip hop and listen to it, maybe even they record it, but they don't even really know the roots of what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so now there's this generation gap where it's like, okay, you might hear people say, oh well, these rappers are older rappers because maybe they had records out 10 or 15 years ago or something like that. And I guess I fall into that category. You know what I'm saying? But first of all, most of my favorite artists are older guys. You know what I'm saying? Like they're dudes that have mastered their craft, proven themselves, are consistent, and have brought their music all over the globe. I can't help that. KRS-One and Black Thought, Busta Rhymes, like Talib Kweli. These are guys who I can trust that when I pick up their new releases, it's gonna be, and that's not a knock on anybody younger, but there's been, Nas said it on one of his songs, like, you've been in the game 5 years, maybe we can talk. You've been in the game 10 years, maybe you can have a seat at the table at that point. 15, I'll get on the track with you, it's kind of like you have to earn your stripes, because if we don't do that, then we're not maintaining any kind of quality control. So for me, I just think that the most important thing is that now is now.
Yeah.
Everybody's either here or you're not. So if you're here and now is now, whoever's doing the dopest thing is who's the dopest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not about we need some new trend or we need to go in some new direction and forget about everybody else, which is unfortunately kind of how a lot of people might feel that New York did. When all like the golden era MCs kind of got wiped off the slate and radio stopped supporting them and things like that. So we work around that. You just have to, as a human being, know where to go to find good stuff, no matter what it is. Good food, good books, good music, good movies, good television shows, good people. You have to be keen and aware. And I think that if you limit yourself to, things like, I don't know, like how long somebody, longevity is good.
Yeah.
Built to last. Hip hop is just one of those genres that, unfortunately, we're holding on to it with a tight grasp, like, oh, it's a young man's game or whatever. But then you have like Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath with the #1 pop album in the country at 70 years old. So if the other genres are cool with good music, just being good music, regardless of who's made it, I think hip hop has to be open to that too. And I'm just aware of it. I just listen to beats that I like, beats that put me in moods. So I think that by luck or by default, maybe I just end up picking stuff that's pleasing to the ear because that's my job. I don't make my beats. So my job is to find beats that I'm gonna sound good over, that I think people are going to enjoy listening to, whether they're working out, they're in the shower, or they come to my show.
I have listened to it in the shower.
That's what I'm saying. You got that. If you have that music where it's like it's just for a mood. Like Stop and Stare and Alive are clearly two drastically different songs.
Yeah.
But I put them one after the other because I needed to establish Stop and Stare as like this serenity. And just me kind of in this euphoria, maybe about a woman or something, and then
kind of took it as hip hop too. It's a great track because it is open.
I was kind of just speaking more specifically. Like I like to take experiences from different times in my life and kind of mold them together to make a song. So the girl from Stop and Stare, like 5 time.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not so much of a impulse like writer. I gotta write about what's happening right now. I got my fill of that when I was working on the radio doing the sports news every day. So
that's bananas. How did that happen? By the way,
that was just me being in the right place at the right time. One of my good friends was like one of the program directors up there at Jammin' 94.5 in Boston. him and the host of the morning show just came up with the idea of like, you have to do it.
Brilliant though.
I just took it and ran with it.
Yeah,
You know?
too big sports guy.
3-year run. It was fun, yeah. You know, I'm not as big of a sports guy as I used to be. I'm more of a football guy now. You know, but it's just because of my passion for music and traveling and doing what I'm doing now. It's just kind of taken over.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? I've had a whole bunch of years of kind of sitting on the couch and watching other guys live their dreams out. You know, so now I'm just focused on doing that and helping other people to do it.
Yeah, well, that's a huge facet of what you're doing that I think is fantastic. Like, you know, you're not just teaching people with your albums. Like, you touched on it earlier. Like, you're actually working in the community. How did that happen? Like, education courses in UMass.
You know, I've been fortunate to, you know, get some good opportunities. You know, like for instance with UMass, Professor Rachel Rubin over there, who at the time was in the American Studies Department, had me come in and do a guest lecture and Q&A with her American pop culture class. And I guess, you know, she was so happy with how that went down, she decided to propose that we do a course together. And then she ran it by the Honors College and they accepted it and the registration just filled up the first day.
I'm sure.
And we killed it. We ran through a whole semester. The students got to interview Chuck D on Skype. They got to go see KRS-One live and I was opening up for them. We took them on a tour of the South Bronx with the Cold Crush Brothers. You know, so they really got full experience. Then we like watch videos and analyze song lyrics in class, and they had to do certain things like put up graffiti pieces and make different like city, like somebody made like a Philly hip hop map with all the venues and like a little animated little Questlove GIF on there or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like it's a good way to introduce the culture to people because even if it has to happen in a college setting, I mean, that's just the start. That's just the start.
The hip hop fellow.
With Harvard Ninth Wonders doing his thing. There's a lot of people in hip hop and education right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's valuable because it's the culture we all claim to live. And if we're gonna keep saying it, hip hop, I hear it everywhere. BET hip hop, hip hop. So let's teach it because there's only one truth. So let's teach it. You know, so everybody has that foundation. And then I think it would be a little easier for people to make decisions when it comes time to them wanting to create some art that is, you know, under the hip hop umbrella. You can call it that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, let's just call it something else. Like, okay, all that stuff where, you know, people have lost their minds. Not so much.
There's a lot out there.
Yeah, there is, but there's a lot of good stuff out there. It's just a matter of leading the people to it. I think there might be as much good stuff now as there ever has been. It's just a different type of goodness because, you know, things have changed, like sample clearance laws and stuff like that have, you know, they've altered the sound of the music.
Yeah.
You know, especially for artists who are signed to labels but don't have big budgets. That's the worst position. So you either want to be completely independent or a mogul.
Yeah.
So you can clear all the samples or no one cares. This guy who's on the label, but their label doesn't want to spend any money on the project, he can't use any samples. And, you know, he's just in a bad spot. So I like being independent
right now, guys.
I like being independent, you know what I'm saying? Music at this point is just a calling card for my live show. You know, I make my album available for sale, but ideally, everybody would just, you get an album, everybody gets an album. I'll just be Oprah.
Yeah.
But I can't do that. But still, as long as everybody has the record, and they're talking about it, and they're listening to it in the shower, and they're playing it for their friends, and they're playing it in their boombox while they're skateboarding or whatever the kids are doing nowadays. As long as that's happening, then it's like, I'm just gonna be able to do my thing. And my thing is just going from city to city to city and just doing shows and linking up with people and talking to good folks like yourself, Rachel, and just doing that as much as I possibly can because I just think that that's the most organic way to kind of share with people and spread the culture, spread it the right way. So it's like, yeah, you can go on the internet and get the Frosted Flakes version of hip hop if you want, but when you're chilling with the living, breathing, authentic MCs, and I'm so happy to know so many of them and to consider myself one and have them consider me one too. It's like, it's all great. It's all great. So I just hope that a lot of people out there that are in the game are trying to do it with respect to all.
Yeah, it's a beautiful message. I mean, I hate to bring it on, since you did go on a great rant, and we're targeting on the theme of the internet.
Sounds like Twitter's coming up.
But yeah, I think it is. I do think it is important though, because there has been quite a shift in culture in general, not just hip hop, but really attributing that to the internet. And you kind of touched on that a little bit. Do you care to elaborate on that just a little for us? I respect it.
Yeah, I just think that there's no. It's complete anarchy on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go on Twitter, you decide you're gonna follow a few people, and after a few months now you're following 500 people, and it's just random people. You started off saying you were just gonna follow your favorite, professional wrestlers and rappers or whatever. And then eventually you start following the people that like them and the people who retweeted you, and now you just kind of have this lowest common denominator pile of people living in your phone.
Yeah.
That every time you open that app, you scroll through to see what they all think. My question is, why does it matter what they think about anything?
Right on.
Why do you feel like you have to go into your phone to look and see what random people are saying about random shit?
Yeah. And only how many characters?
Yeah, and so being from a time where, if you wanted to interact with somebody, you call them on the phone or you go see them.
How often does somebody call you?
Right. I don't feel like people should have certain amounts of accessibility to you without earning it in some way. So any jerk off who just wants to, tell me to go fly a kite can just do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm on Twitter.
Yeah.
Knowing damn well on the street they're not going to do that.
Yeah, very true.
You know what I mean? And it's not, and that's not me saying, I'm Mr. Tough, you're not going to say it on the street. All I'm saying is that nobody is going to be thinking about me to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like violations that you can just kind of save yourself from, annoyances that you can save yourself from. Now I understand the benefits of it. I mean, of course I do. Promoting yourself as much as possible, yes, because that's what we're doing. But all I'm saying is I was and have been a successful artist way before Twitter existed.
Yeah. Well, you've seen how it's changed.
Yeah, so all the people who already liked me are still out there. Would I like for my audience to be bigger? Sure. Is it life or death? No. Because my career up to this point has given me the exact life that I always wanted to have. So, what's the next step from exactly what you want? Too much.
Yeah.
I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be the rapper that everyone is talking about. I want to be the rapper that you can't have a playlist for anything you're about to do without one of my songs in it. That's the guy I want to be.
Yeah.
You got your jogging playlist. Well, there's that one song on Built to Last that I gotta have. You want your smooth, whatever playlist. Maybe you're gonna throw Remind My Soul on there every time. So, and that's all. I think people are so concerned with being that dude, and they just have these Napoleon complexes because so many of them are just diminutive. Whether it's even physically or just mentally, just like small people. You know what I mean? Just with a Napoleon complex. So I have to make everybody think I'm this and that, and it's like, when you hang out with a lot of them, and it's just like, we're just regular people that are trying to find their way. But I just think that trying to find your way while holding up a insecurity machete, cutting through the bushes, is very transparent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't lead to longevity. The first time you fall off that track, you're insignificant now to all those people who are looking for that. I feel like with me, it's not about what you're looking for. I'm just a guy. You don't know what I'm going to do next.
Yeah.
Just be unpredictable, and I just hope that everything I make, somebody likes it. That's it.
No doubt you're doing that, though.
I'm trying my best. Trying my best. And I'm just excited about making more. And collaborating with a lot of my buddies that I haven't been around with for a while. just continue to make stuff.
Are you working on anything now currently? I know this just dropped, but
Yeah, I mean, I try. I got like a couple of feature projects that I'm doing with a few cats. Working with my main DJ Excel down in Baltimore. Actually, I'm gonna link with him tomorrow. I got a song I'm working on with Mr. Liff right now for his upcoming project. So there's stuff, and I'm sure if I rack my brain, I would think a lot of work with guys overseas. Also, I just did a single with this MC named Hosey out in Scotland. What up, Hosey? That's my man. We did a joint called Hip Hop Lives, and it's doing real well down there right now. So hopefully I'll get up to the UK soon and rock out with my friends up there. Just trying to enjoy every day as much as possible.
yeah, it's such a blessing, man. We really appreciate you. Is there anybody you want to shout out before we go?
I mean, I would just like to shout out the whole entire hip hop community. Shout out to Philly, because Philly always shows me love and is a great host every time I'm here. Shout out to Lyrically Fit, for bringing me in. This is going to be the first of many successful ventures that we do together to bring hip hop to the city from all over the place. And maybe bring some cats from Philly, out into the neighboring areas to just do some dope shows, man. Like, I just think live music is where it's at. That's what this whole thing is about. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my man Peyton Locke. Happy birthday also. That's my brother. He did a couple of beats on every album I got. So yeah, man, it's just a good time, man. People that I love are healthy, and happy, and I'm going to spots and having a good time meeting good people. So it's like, what is everything, man?
That's what's up. You're so genuine. You've got such a good outlook, man. I really truly appreciate you.
Thanks.
On behalf of all of Lyrically Fit, thank you for coming out, man.
Real respect.
And you guys, if you don't have Built to Last yet, please go on. We're gonna link up Bandcamp for you. It really is just a well-constructed album. I'm putting my fucking Mighty Miss Rachel on it. Please do that.
The video for the single Built to Last is also going to be dropping at the end of September, right in time for the Walking Dead release. The video may or may not be loosely.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say nothing. Just put that out this time.
We're excited for it, though. We'll have this up. We're gonna keep you updated with everything that's going on. And again, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you very much, Rachel.
Right,
Peace, Boston. What up?